Everyone has been affected by the disease of addiction, whether it's themselves, someone they know. It's so much more complicated than what people make it out to be.
Last year was obviously, there was a lot happening in your life professionally and privately.
Over the past couple of years, Cara Delevingne's name has been making the headlines, and while many of them were tied to her acting prowess, a lot of them were also tied to her substance problem. Well, the truth is finally out about what led her down that dark path, and I'm not pointing fingers yet, but Amber Heard's name happened to come up somewhere in the mix. Seeing as they are close friends, everyone is asking, did Amber really have something to do with Cara's problem from the beginning, or was she just an enabler? Let's find out. English model Cara Delevingne has always been pretty open to conversations on mental health, particularly because she's had to deal with a lot of problems tied to it herself. However, the actress has never been as upfront about the rumors of her having substance addiction. During the height of her breakthrough in the industry, Cara was struggling with anxiety and depression, problems that started all the way back when she was a teenager. And according to reports that have been circulating the media, it seems Amber Heard might have been offering her a quick fix to the problems she was dealing with. And boy, did things take a downward turn for Cara. Late last year, the English actress was caught up in quite a lot of drama, and it all began after she flew to Paris to kick off the new capsule collection she created with the late designer Karl Lagerfeld. She looked like a different person than the disheveled young woman snapped by paparazzi at LA airport the month before. At the time, there was a video of Cara where she was seen walking around erratically in dirty socks after reportedly boarding a private jet belonging to Jay-Z and then abruptly disembarking 45 minutes later. However, in Paris, Delevingne was back to her customary elegant insouciance, posing in a black blazer dress with a plunging neckline, thigh-high black boots, and statement scarlet lipstick. But pictures are deceiving. Delevingne flew to Paris with her publicist, Katie Greenthal, part of an entourage that she often references on social media. "I would be nothing without my team and the people that support me and make my dreams come alive. Yes, team, thank you for being continually creative, inspiring, and supportive throughout. There is a lot more magic to come," Delevingne once wrote on her Instagram account. Lately, though, her team hasn't been able to steady her. Some insiders told the Post that Delevingne's appearance in Paris belied an ongoing substance abuse issue. Delevingne has confessed to dabbling with substances in the past but has not confirmed if she is currently battling addiction. "A doctor friend told me they're planning to stage an intervention," a London-based fashion and modeling insider told the Post. "Everyone knows her mother abused substances for years. Her mother is lucky to be alive. Cara spent her whole life being around drugs. She comes from a very troubled family. Her recent downward spiral," which echoes the painful trials of her mother, Cara Delevingne, a former heroin addict who was diagnosed as bipolar and struggled with substance abuse during Cara's childhood, can be traced back to March when she seemed really drunk at a party with Wyclef Jean in New York. In May, she raised eyebrows when she bizarrely trolled Megan Thee Stallion on the red carpet at the Billboard Music Awards, tossing the hip-hop star's train dramatically in the air and later photobombing her after the singer won Top Rat Female Artist. Things took a turn for the worse when Delevingne flew with her older sister Poppy to Black Rock, Nevada, over Labor Day for the first Burning Man festival since the event had to shut down due to the pandemic. A longtime burner told the Post that Delevingne was spotted at what she called the high roller area of the playa, where Paris Hilton stayed this year as well. It's a group that does a lot of substances and waits to see the sunrise and then sleep all day in the RVs, she said. "They kind of go for the dance and the rave culture more than the participation. We call them the plug-and-play camps. You fly in, your RV is waiting for you, but you're not really part of the community." In fairness to Cara, the Burning Man source said the heat and dust this year was punishing. "We were all feral when we got out," she said. "It wouldn't have been a good place to go this year for someone with mental health issues." In fact, shortly after Delevingne left Burning Man, photos emerged of her sitting in a car in a West Hollywood parking lot, looking unkempt and aimlessly smoking while taking drops of liquid from a small pipe. For many fans, this was the tipping point for everything that had been going on with Cara. And for some, it wasn't entirely the actress's fault, as they partly blamed someone else. The user in question wrote, "Cara Delevingne was previously hooked on drugs, then she dated Amber Heard and got hooked on heroin. Cara is a shadow of herself now. She is going crazy. To a lot of people on and off the internet, Cara's problems only started to compound after Amber got into her life, and according to the same reports, their involvement went far beyond just friendship. That's right, during the 6-week-long trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Cara's name came up in the mix more than a few times. There are many different accounts of how Cara Delevingne allegedly had a romantic relationship with Amber Heard while she was still married to Johnny Depp. However, their connection appears to be much deeper and troubling than that, hence the substance part also coming into the mix. According to gossip columnist Jessica Reed-Cross, Amber Heard and Cara Delevingne were not only romantically involved, they also organized Hollywood explicit parties that had many billionaire tech moguls involved. In her Substack account of what took place, Cara Delevingne was allegedly one of the many famous women Amber Heard set up her billionaire clients with. This columnist has no major confirmation about Cara's involvement in these parties, but there are pictures of the model at these events. There was always alcohol and substance consumption involved, which is a major part of the issues that Delevingne is currently going through. Cross directly blames Amber Heard for hooking Cara Delevingne on hardcore drugs at these parties. A source close to the Sun made some revelations in 2016, saying Amber's friendship with Cara, which grew closer and closer over time, brought about the beginning of the end for her marriage to Johnny. Amber always made her bisexual tendencies quite obvious, but that would spark furious rows with Johnny, who hated how indiscreet she was being. What definitely didn't help her already bad situation, though, is getting her name dragged into the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. A photo from the elevator inside Amber Heard's apartment building shows the two actresses making out, proving they were at least fooling around during the time in which Amber was still married to Depp. There is no way to know how much this affected Cara, but it certainly didn't have a positive effect on her. Since the trial happened, there are reports of Delevingne ghosting Amber Heard and not answering to any of her calls despite their evident romantic involvement. I mean, it doesn't really take a genius to be able to figure out that Cara probably saw something that made her steer clear of Amber. This theory is even further proven by how much better she has been doing since she allegedly cut Amber off. Yep, 6 months after she was seen behaving erratically at a Los Angeles airport, she is addressing the concerning photos for the first time. The model told Vogue in her April 2023 cover story published Wednesday that the paparazzi snaps were a reality check for her sobriety journey. Delevingne explained that she had just returned from the Burning Man festival in Nevada in the September 2022 images, noting she hadn't slept and was not okay. The Carnival Row star added, "It's heartbreaking because I thought I was having fun. But at some point, it was like, okay, I don't look well." So in a way, those pictures were something to be grateful for, she continued. Delevingne went on to tell the magazine that being on substances made her feel invincible. She called her behavior feral, noting, "It's a scary thing to the people around you who love you." The Planet Sex star, who checked herself into rehab in late 2022, has had interventions of sorts before. "I wasn't ready," she recalled. "That's the problem. If you're not face first on the floor and ready to get up again, you won't. At that point, I really was. All I knew is if I was continuing to go down the road I would either end up dead or, doing something really, really stupid." Now, Delevingne is in a 12-step treatment program that has made a huge difference in her life. The Suicide Squad star added that she needs to work on herself consistently, saying, "It's never going to be fixed or fully healed. But I'm okay with that, and that's the difference." Later in the interview, Delevingne thanked her girlfriend, singer Mink, for her steadfastness amid her addiction struggles. From how things have played out, it's almost undeniable that Amber being in Cara's life affected her extremely. On whether that extremity was good or less than ideal, I'll leave you to decide. That's it for this video. Goodbye.